You will always be the villain in somebody's story. And the sooner you come to terms with that, the easier it will be for you to authentically be yourself. This is a hard truth that I have come to realise in my own personal life. That no matter what, there will always be somebody that doesn't like you. And they don't even have to have a reason to not like you. It's the way of the damn world. Yes, that statement is probably cliche, but sometimes the best cliches are cliches for a reason. It's good advice. And it's true advice. From personal experience, trust me, yes, there will always be somebody who will want to tear you down, who will paint you out to be the bad guy, who will view you in a light that you're nothing like that, but that's the way it is. I've seen this firsthand time and again. Being a content creator, you are prone to this. You are susceptible to this. I have seen comments about me from people I don't know, that I don't even recognise their usernames, who outright have said they hate me. They don't even know me, but they hate me. It's that sort of passionate response. And a part of me is like, well, why? You don't even know me. What the hell? The sensitive part of me is being like, well, I've done nothing wrong. But that's the thing. You could have done nothing wrong. And sometimes people just don't like people. And look, sometimes you've got to grow a thick skin, or let it just wash over you, water off a duck's back even, more cliches, but it's true. Now, this is the first video I've recorded in a while, alright? I do have a backlog of things I've recorded and I'm going to be getting out because it's important content, ongoing things, but I feel like it's time for a shake-up. I'm going to give you guys who are not new here an update on me and my life and what's been going on, but it's time for a shake-up on this channel, alright? So, without further ado, let's get into it. Right, if you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I am Sarah, that divination witch. Now, I usually go on in this little intro to say that this channel is a safe space and all that jazz. Now, it is. We don't tolerate bullying or anything like that. But I need to switch up my intro because I no longer kind of resonate with that. I can't guarantee things like that. I wish I could, but I can't. And we're going to get into it more. If you are interested in getting a reading from me or supporting me or learning more from me, my links are in the description. All sorts going on. I appreciate it if you could look, okay? Thank you. Right, I've been feeling a lot, okay? For the obvious reasons, if you're not new here, October so far has been a bit of a spanner in the works for me. And I was going to say shit show, but I'm not going to say that. Because everything happens for a reason. Now, I've made videos on the channel and I firmly believe that everything happens for a reason. It really does. The good, the bad, the ugly. There is a higher meaning to everything. And even the bad things we can learn from. And that is a Hecatean belief. That is something she has helped me come to understand. And honestly, through all my pathwork, initiations and life experience, I've come to understand this. Crossing the abyss, I've come to understand this. There is higher purpose and meaning to every single thing. So for the most part, when it comes to dramas online and, calling out problematic behaviours kind of thing, and I try not to get involved anymore just because there's higher meaning to all of it. Even seemingly arbitrary arguments, there is higher meaning because things can be learned from it. Now, I didn't always act that way and I didn't always know that. But in time, through experience and life and everything, I've come to learn that. But even with that being the case, I feel like I've held back a lot, okay? Now, October, start of the month was my birthday. I was led to go back to Chillingham Castle. I've got stuff to tell you about that. I was led to learn more things about the spiritual world. And then a few days after, my maternal grandmother has passed away. Now already my paternal grandmother passed on my birthday back in 2018. And my paternal grandmother and her death was the catalyst for me becoming spiritual properly. I was always a believer. I dabbled since being a teenager. I was Wiccan for a while, and then I was into spiritual stuff, then nothing. And yeah, it's a long story. But 2018, Hecate reached out to me. It was a time in my life that was a turning point and transformative. And now I feel another catalyst has happened. This is the first death I have experienced where I have been fully spiritual and open. As a job, I do readings, helping people connect with spirit, and that includes lost loved ones. As a job as well, as a faith, a belief, I follow Hecate and I help spirits cross over. I help lost souls cross over. I deal with the dead a lot. It's very different, let me tell you, when it's your family member, and especially when it's your maternal line. Your maternal line as a woman, okay, look, I'm going to spit it out. It holds a lot of power within the feminine divine, okay? This is not me dismissing the masculine. The masculine, they've got power. As men, you have power too. I'm talking sex here. I am not talking about what you want to identify as. I'm talking biological sex, okay? Because in biology and, well, in creation, everything is made up of feminine and masculine energies, okay? And masculine have power that we feminines don't, and vice versa. So for me as a female, very in touch with the divine feminine, having that death, that was a thing. But then also my own life, my connection with her, my grandmother, well, she was more like a mother to me. I didn't have the best childhood. She raised me, essentially, until I was 6. And it's a complex relationship too. Too personal to talk about here. I'm not going to go into it. But ups and downs, roller coaster. To have this happen has been an eye-opener. And I had to take a step back from YouTube for a week or so. Because as an outsider looking in, YouTube, when it comes to witchcraft, is a joke. It's a joke. I've said it. It's a joke. You have performative people on all sides of the spectrum. You have people who are just doing it for clicks and views. I saw a video just the other day of a very popular creator who I think they've got 500,000 followers, who is talking about what they won't tell you about tarot, the dark side of tarot. It's linked to the tunnels of Set. For fuck's sake. It's sensationalising something. The tunnels of Set is something found within the Cliff-Oath. It was invented by Kenneth Grant. It's a new thing, a new term. Tarot is also linked with the Tree of Life, the Sephiroth. Tell me you are just wanting views without telling me you're just wanting views. But the thing is, gullible people fall for this shit, and vulnerable people do, and that's what angers me. That's why I've swore. Because there's another creator as well I've seen. Someone approached me. I hadn't seen them before, you see. Their whole channel is, they're a witch and they share spells. They've got over 100,000 followers. They're sharing spells about connecting with Orishas for just anyone. I know as a white woman from England that I've got no black ancestry. Not everyone does. And even if you do, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the Orishas. What you're doing, why are you sharing that? And for the public, for any Joe blogs, as they say here, to do. Now, witchcraft, okay, in general, there is no right and wrong answers, okay, and this is why it's a minefield. And it will always be a minefield. I can't change that. I've been called a joke myself several times. If I'm a joke, then that's fine. I don't care anymore. But I do think, as a whole, the YouTube has turned into a joke with stuff like this. And then there's arguments and infightings. If you're not political in my way, then you're a Yahtzee. Let's say it like that. I've seen that several times, not just off one person. And I've lost respect for people on both ends. Witchcraft can be political. Some of it, not all of it, some of it has roots in politics, but not all of it. Witchcraft is very personal. It's not even a religious thing. It's a craft. Anyone can do it. So if somebody is right-wing, they can be a witch, yes. It may pain you to hear that, some people, but they can, right? And they always have. A lefty can be a witch too. Of course they can. Anyone can be a bloody witch and do what the bloody hell they want, because that is the way of witchcraft. It always has been like that, and this is a joke. It's turned into a joke. It's like my gang versus their gang. And there is more to all of this, and I refuse to get involved. Now, in the past, I've been just as bad. I hold my hands up. When Donald Trump got into power, I was frightened. Okay, he's obviously been in power before. Now, I'm not even American, and I was frightened. Okay, I was, and I made a video about it. And I got some crap for it, and I got some support for it too. But yeah, as time has gone by, I do not agree with him. I still don't. But I look at the state of my own country. Stuff I've mentioned before. I voted for this guy to be in. I voted for that, and I hate it. I really do. The things that are transpiring. Oh, no. But what is going to happen? Who friggin' knows at the end of the day? This is human problems. This is not spiritual problems. This is human problems. So I make a choice now to not be involved, because truthfully, I am not right wing and I am not left wing now. I've been called woke before and all of this. Look, I've got nothing against left ideologies in principle, but some of them, no, not anymore. There are things that I stand for that I just stand for that thing, like innocence being unalived in warfare. And I label it like that on purpose, because it's not just one war. What about the Congo, Ukraine? Not just Palestine and Israel. I obviously do. Look, I'm not going to get too in depth about that. I obviously don't agree with what has been happening over there. And I have done magic to help between us. I have, but I've never advertised it. Even me, my friend did stuff, especially she did more things than me behind the scenes to help children in the Congo with our magic. As best as we could, because that is what I feel for. Innocence being hurt. That is the divine feminine to me. Whether it's children, vulnerable people, animals. And I know that does tie in with politics sometimes, yes. But the way I see it, I don't see an ideal party right now. I don't. So I'm not commenting any more than what I've just said there, right? But the infighting in witchcraft communities because of that is ridiculous, okay? So I don't want to be involved with it, okay? To say I'm privileged for that, say what you want. I'm not privileged, babes. I had a rough upbringing. I didn't even have my own bedroom until I was 6, yes, at least I had a roof over my head, of course. I'm more fortunate than others, okay? I am grateful for what I've had and what I do have. Very grateful. But I didn't grow up in a privileged background. I'm working class. I'm from the north. I'm from a poor family. We've had to work hard for what we have, babes. So don't come that with me. White privilege, yes, it can and does exist, definitely. But not how it's been aimed at me, right? I need to get that off my chest. It'll be divisive. There'll be people who hate me on the back of this. I do not care anymore. Why? Because I've been blocking myself, blocking my throat chakra, whatever you want to call it. I've been silencing myself. Now that's just the tip of the iceberg there. The other side of this joke is people who profess to be teachers, people who profess to be powerful occultists and all this stuff, where it's a touching willies competition. That's the way I call it. I'm sorry to say, it's mainly men with egos the size of a planet, thinking they're the best, thinking they know everything, belittling others, manipulating others to fuel their self-importance. It'll be pushing 2 years now, a year and a half. I did a book review. I say stupidly now because I was so naive. I did a book review, and on the back of this book review, I'm not naming the names because I can't be bothered with the hassle. I got threatened. I got gang stalked behind the scenes. My name was passed around different people, different groups. I had people on pretend accounts and all this coming at me, attacking my character and all of this. Then I was threatened to be sued and all of this. So I just don't want that hassle at my door anymore. But this book, all I will say, it's related to Hecate. And that really stuck with me. I can't help it. As somebody with CPTSD and trauma, I do find myself, blocking myself and trying to justify myself a lot and things like this. And now I'm not doing it anymore. Hence why I've called out what I have already. Now, not too long ago, just this year, there's another occultist that I found out about through a friend who actually looked up to him. And he had similar ideas to what I do about Hecate and about the occult in general. It turns out that he was, let's say, a fanboy of the original guy that I did the book review on. Turned out to be just as bad. Tried to say I was stealing stuff off him, which I wasn't. I'd gone to him genuinely for gnosis, genuinely to share ideas and things like this. I wanted to support him and stuff like this. So what did he do? Put me on blast and was basically calling me fat, calling me this, that, the other, calling me all these names. Now, yeah, I'm not blind, I'm fat. I've been fat my whole fucking life. But this is something, it's bullying. It's, people use that against me. It's like, I can have a valid point, I can cut through bullshit, and then I'm just a fat Wiccan. It was something, I'm a Wiccan stabbing myself in the foot. Again, Wiccan is an insult. Again, it's the ego. I got threatened with the big guy. That's what he called the original author, the big guy. Do you realise I've had a dealing with the big guy? What makes this person a big guy? Pathetic. You're jokes. You think you know everything, you know fuck all. I am done. I am absolutely done. These people using the divine feminine, especially Hecate, as a meal ticket, as a way to make money. I'm Mr. Badass, my ego, blah blah blah. But you've kissed someone else's arse? No, and this is the thing. So I can't name names because I don't want to get into petty squabbles because there's reasons for this. Now, even all of this happening to me, there was reasons I needed to toughen the fuck up because I am sensitive. I am. Been through a lot. I find myself naturally trying to see the good in everyone. I do that naturally. I see the good in everyone. I try and justify other people's actions towards me and towards others. Enough's enough. So right now, okay, This is me. And I am going to be talking more on the channel, unfiltered. Stop giving a shit about what others think, because they're irrelevant. Truthfully, these so-called big badass people, no one knows who you are. And at the end of the day, I should be irrelevant to you. It shouldn't bother you. Get on with it. We're all adults. It's time to grow up. So that's the stance I am taking, because this has really been a catalyst, like I say, and there's so much I want to share with you all. There's so much I have learned. There's so much gnosis I have got that I want to be sharing. There's stuff about Hecate, there's stuff about other things, but I can't share things if I'm not 100% authentic in myself. If I'm constantly pandering to other people's feelings and other people's judgments, it doesn't help the collective, doesn't help, mention politics. Look, the UK, people get arrested for saying their point of view. At the end of the day, free speech should be free speech, whether you agree with that speech or not. And like the name calling, being called fat and all of this stuff, like, all right, yeah, that's fine. But I can guarantee you, if the person who did that, and if I was a different person, but if we were both in the UK and I was some sort of sensitive, I'm sensitive enough anyways, but if I was extra offended and that, I could try and get them arrested. People are getting arrested for things like this. I don't want any of that. That's pathetic. I wouldn't do that. Sticks and stones and all that, right? It builds character at the end of the day. Toughen up, right? I've been bullied all my life for it, so whatever. But that doesn't mean, because I'm fat, I don't have a brain. I can't help me fucking metabolism, mate. You don't know me, and I don't know you, and I don't want to know you either. I could say personal things about other people and how they look and how they present themselves, but I don't, because why? That is childish, and that is stooping to a level that is based in ego, and that's not spiritual, and that's not what we're here for. We're not here for witchcraft tit and tat. This channel is not. So I did start as well a community for Hecate, and look, that'll come in time. Slow burn. I'm finding it hard to trust because of all of this. I'm finding it hard. I've said to Hecate, she wanted a community where people of all walks of life, all beliefs can join in, but that's like some idealised utopia. How the heck can I make that happen right now? I don't know. But it will come in time, it will. I haven't forgotten about it. I'm just looking down because I made some notes. Yeah. Even with the best of intentions, I've put here, knowing that even with the best of intentions, people will always pick fault. Learning that you got to have water off a duck's back. I've mentioned some people that I do feel anger about all that. I've mentioned situations. One other thing I will mention as well, that was just cherry on top of everything. I got my first bad review on Etsy right when my grandmother died, and I acted out of emotion, just like these people. So somebody got a reading from me. It was a Hecate reading. They didn't ask a question. It was open-ended. Now, when I channel Hecate, she's very to the point, okay? She will spit out truths. And it is a thing, it's a pattern I've noticed with readings. People get triggered. Okay, they do. They get triggered. They're sensitive as hell, like I'm talking about here. And this person got triggered about being judgmental. It's obvious from what was said in the reading. I won't go into details their reading. They never approached me about it though. They didn't say, oh, it didn't resonate. They didn't say thanks or no thanks or anything, right? Just left a shit review. This person follows me on YouTube because they joined my Patreon around the time they got the reading. And I knew they were triggered because they cancelled the Patreon straight away. This sort of stuff has happened before to me. But they've never impacted me, publicly kind of thing. Because I pride myself in that, my reviews, because I can't edit them. They're 100% honest. Good, bad, ugly, everything in between. That was the first bad one, right, like the day after she had died, and I was sensitive, acted out of emotion. And I said, you never approached me about this. I can't help with something I don't know about. I would have been happy to reread, look into it further, or even refund you. But you never approached me, and you should be ashamed. Something like that I said. Oh, shame on you. That was it. Shame on you. You know what I'm going through, because clearly you follow me and stuff like that. She responded with, no, shame on you, because it impacted your job or something. It still didn't tell me what was wrong. I did this reading before anyone died. So that's cheeky as fuck. It didn't impact anything, but I was civil in response to that. I let it go. I was civil. I wish I didn't respond at all. I wish I didn't act out of emotion, but there you go. Backfired on me, because no sympathy was given, no empathy. And this is the world we're in. People don't care. So I'm the villain in this person's story. All right, whatever, crack on, as they say where I'm from. And this is the point I'm at. People don't give a shit. I mean, yes, people give a shit, of course. And I've got some lovely people that follow me, all right? And lovely customers. And look, I do appreciate you all, right? I do. But that it's I guess, in my community, it's a minority. But in the collective, let's say, people are out for themselves. They really are. Come on, just look at the world we're in. There's a lot of selfish energy out there, and there is a higher meaning to that. Hecate warned me, and I did a reading with her, shared it with you guys about protect yourself, protect your energy first, you first, friends and family next, and then your communities. She warned me about that well before my grandma's death. She said about the dark half of the year being a time for reflection and growth, stuff like that. And boy, has it been. It really has. And I have had to do that. So now this is the tea. So this is the catch-up video. I tried to film things before this, but it never came out right. Now I feel strong enough to. I ain't putting up with crap. I'm not going to be putting up with people getting at me or others, you know. This is a drama-free space, and I'm just going to talk unfiltered. If you want to like me, great, you know, you're welcome. Everyone's welcome here. You don't have to believe me, you know. I'm not going to be saying, oh, you all have to believe my views, because that's not what I'm like. But if you dislike me, that's just as fine as well. Just jog on. Go take your hate somewhere else. That's basically it. I'm not going to appease people. I'm not going to censor myself like I have been. And I'm going to start sharing gnosis. And if people want to get at me for that, well, that's a you problem. And that's why I've made this video, okay? So, hey ho, take care everyone. Thank you for everyone who wished me happy birthday, and everyone who sent condolences and good energy. Look, I do appreciate it. I've got some lovely, lovely people on here, and I've said my piece, said my feelings. I'm not going to let it get me down or you down. Like I say, everyone's welcome. Just we don't tolerate the shit. Jog on, you know. Anyways, I'm going to go. Stay safe, stay witchy, all that jazz. I've got other things to work on. Bye, everyone.